it down.
And with Mo Light looking like he's playing drill, this is going to be very, very interesting when you start working that Evo snowball into the equation. Maybe using wall breakers to take the drill out more than you'd like. Perfect Fire Spirit jumps. But after losing confidence in interactions in game one, will Sub be able to pull it off?
And goes for the snowball on the Dark Goblin to clear, and that's going to get some good damage.
Wow.
Bomber getting tanked for, and Mohamed Light pretty much evens things up, 21-71 to 21-33.
Brilliant decision making there by Mo. Nice shot here from the Princess at the bridge by Sub. Probably not going to get many more of those throughout this game. 1965, 21-71. Sub in the lead by a hair, and probably wishes that that Dark Goblin stayed alive, Rich.
Yeah, Sub taking the bet that Log wouldn't come out in game number 2, and so far, so good for him. You saw Mo didn't love that last little bit of interaction, and as we get closer and closer to our double elixir time, he sets up with the Goblin Hut.
Sub really needs to make these double barrels, these gob barrel evolutions, cause some damage when you talk about the responses that Mo has. Whether it's just making things played awkwardly by Mo, getting things out of cycle for his offensive pushes.
Evo Snowball takes the Valk back.
And there we go.
Wow.
That's exactly what I was talking about. If you're going to defend that way, you have to have the perfect Fire Spirit jump, and his micro is just not on right now.
We've seen the hands shake on stage before, and while we have the face cam, we don't have the hand cam at this World Finals.
Would have loved to see that barrel go opposite side. Have the real Goblins on the left-hand side with the tank. Instead, pretty clean defense, 1845 to 1822.
Both players doing a great job of consistently pressuring both lanes, and you see it paying off here for Sub as he now puts both towers under 1900.
And trying to get some princesses on the board, but giving poison value is Sub. Dark Goblin dropped in the poison.
Oh boy.
Rich, this is exactly what I am talking about. Sub is out of sorts at the moment.
Snowball pushes, forces some more drops to cover, but damage done. 1558 on the right-hand side.
And Sub, still in this fight, has got to lock down his interactions yesterday.
Keep in mind, if it's super tight as we get late, Sub will have to get on tower. Mohamed Light does have direct spell damage.
And Princess stays alive just a little longer than Mo would have liked. Dark Goblin also. And now Princess here to help clean up this Gob Hut. High Valkyrie to block. Beautiful stuff here from Mo.
And the Evo Snowball to send everything back. Bomber to try to cover on one side, guards on the other. And does not allow the wall breakers to connect, but damage on the left-hand side is massive.
Yeah,
down to 1221.
Real Goblins do a lot of damage there. Valkyrie up high to protect against this Princess. Valkyrie on the other side to protect the Dark Goblin. Sub turning the pressure up, building some confidence. That should go down.
Final minute, triple elixir flowing.
And just gonna eat some of that. No, he does not. Last second Valkyrie. Bomber taken off the board, but does do the job against the Dark Goblin.
Not only does Sub have the lead, but he has both lanes, and that's gonna be huge here as he can go opposite, but he can also, if he has to, he can win in that right-hand side.
And I love what he's doing with the princesses here, Rich. You know Mo wants to poison the right side, so make these princesses take over the board. Control the board. Protect your princess.
Goblins on the right-hand side take it down to 1280. Mohamed Light in trouble in both lanes. Poison down, gives him the lead, but for how long?
Pressure, pressure, pressure here from Sub. He cannot let Mo get back on offense. Needs to defend.
The
high drill.
The defensive drill, will it be enough?
That's enough!
Mohamed Light, brilliant in defense, takes a 2-0 lead.
And just get miners out. Here we go, game 3. Will this be a clear sweep in our first grand finals? Or will Sub be able to turn things around?
Another big question here is if Sub goes cycle, which it looks like he's gonna be doing, what does that leave him for games 4 and 5? Right, it's pretty easy to put him on some stuff when you get into the championship rounds, now that we're 3 cycle decks down.
And we see the Tesla and log out already for Mo Light. Looking like it could be a version of Mortar here from Sub. And gonna figure out what the spell power is relatively soon on both sides.
Cannon cart breaks down, plenty away from that tower. Mo forced to cover those skellies, and you see him going, all right, I had to do that.
Looking like he could be going to Hog Rider.
Good little bit of pressure here from Sub on the left-hand lane, and now going back to the right. Tesla out for Mo.
Still haven't seen what the second Evo is from Sub. As a gang for pressure and a late Fire Spirit.
And it survives.
Beautiful interaction there.
So spell-wise, what's Mohamed got going on here? Obviously, Earthquake is one you would think of, but Lightning open as well.
And there,
you go.
Lightning comes down in the back there. Mo at 2766. The one nice thing is the Lightning is so expensive, you can start to stack cannon carts one side, Skelly's Kelly King the other. You can defend your mortar a little bit more. You can get a little more aggressive with mortars because you have the cannon cart there that can break down. But the thing that you're thinking about is, how do I get damage on tower? I need a barrel to get through, or I need a mortar to connect, and those are two very difficult things to do against Mo Light.
Middle mortar picks it up with the Mighty Miner.
Cannon cart. It's getting a lot of lightning value there. Maybe trying to bait it out of Mo, and he does take it.
But these are going to be some big hits. 2 from the Hog, I believe. Oh, it stops the second.
And now the mortar down. Evo mortar in play. Fire Spirit. Wow. Perfect timing on that Fire Spirit. That goes down just in time.
Skelly Kings in both lanes. Evo Firecracker trying to work on the defensive side. Mortar still at about a third health.
He needs his arrows to get rid of that Firecracker right now. Does Sub. Not able to do it. Mortar off the board, no damage in.
You should expect a little King Tower activation there. That will be helpful in the long run.
Firecracker splash goes to the other side. Mo Light still has both lanes at his disposal.
Sudden death overtime. And Sub setting up the Skelly barrel way low.
And I like how Mo is just I'm not even going to play with it. Every time that cannon cart's in the back, I'm going to take the lightning value. I don't care what lane it's in. I don't care which tower is lower, at least right now. 90 seconds remain in overtime. Game 3, grand finals. And a bit of a stalemate for Sub.
Yeah, he's got to figure out what can he do to get to the second level. He's again in a situation.
And that Firecracker is going to be devastating here. Does get a shot in. Mighty Miner bomb goes off as well. And Sub cannot get on offense. Tesla here to block? No. Mighty Miner to kite or distract. Skeleton King looking for it. And a perfect lightning again from Mo. But a shot does get in. Late ability. And that's going to be very little damage. And Mo goes, you almost predicted me, but that one goblin stays alive.
Yeah, that arrows feels like a late gasp there, as there was just one little ghostly skeleton there.
And looking for the mortar defensively as Mo goes lightning early. This is a last chance effort here for Sub. He's got to win the game with this push. He's not even going to get to the push. Mo Light trying to break through an ocean of goblins, and still Mo Light's Hog gets on tower.
Mo has to get to that lightning. That's a lot on the left-hand side, a lot on the right-hand side.
And going for the block is Sub. Now maybe going to drop goblins in the back. Mo's looking for it, trying to find a spot for that lightning. And there it is. And he gets it! 3 up, 3 down. And he heads right back to get ready for round 2. 5 games at most, CRL 2025. Will we see the first ever 3-time? Or can Sub take the championship home to Brazil?
And Sub going something fast one more time, and he did not like losing that Dark Goblin so quickly, and there's a mortar connection to open up the game.
I mean, that is already a horrible start for Sub. You talk about not letting the mortar lock on the Skellies. Dark Goblin comes in, it's the closest unit. Mortar goes to the closest unit that's in range, gets on top of the Dark Goblin, that's wasted elixir. Then he has to overspend with the minions, and then Mo gets a connection. Easy fireball there.
I really don't love seeing Sub go right back to a cycle deck to open things up. I don't believe that mortar gets there. No, not with the Goblin Gang. There is an activation you can pull there.
And Mo's done it during World Finals.
Yep. You know, it's interesting in this situation. We're talking about maybe looking for Sub to go with something heavy. He's not super great with P.E.K.K.A. Gob Giant, with E-Giant, with Golem. He's okay with things like Graveyard, the Lava deck. We might see him go Lava, P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam. But those big, heavy ones that are usually the massive swings, not really in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, and you know, I do understand how strong they are in the meta right now, but it's always so tough to kind of, you know, place and pray, as we say when we talk about heavy decks. You know, we always talk about outplayability with faster cycle decks, which is why you see Sub continuing to go that direction. But maybe a beatdown attempt is the way to go after the first 3 games didn't go your way. Mo does allow that mortar to connect for a couple shots on the left-hand side, so Sub not down, or down but not out. And this boss bandit should be cleaned up by that Berserker.
Yeah, you saw Mohamed try to get the Goblin Gang down in time, timed with that boss bandit reset ability, but it was a little bit too far outside. Mortar goes ahead and connects, and Sub's right back in this one.
Going for a near mirror here, but obviously the E-Wiz and the Dark Goblin, 2 very different pieces of this equation, and the Fireball from Mo hitting that Dark Goblin, I'd start abusing it if I was Sub and then figure out a way to get the minions involved as well. And there you go, minions high, Fireball's out. And there's the Dark Goblin, just the way you want to see it. That's going to be,
yeah.
I was just going to say, that's going to be so much of this matchup, Rich, is trying to get that Fireball out from Mo and then abuse the other card that is best used with, or best defended with Fireball.
And what a smart Skeleton Barrel up there at the top, knowing that it was going to get taken down and pop those skeletons to control those boss bandits.
Yeah, Skeleton Barrel is just such a great siege defense, you know, after its evolution especially. You talk about that double drop, it does so much damage, and then your opponent sits there and goes, is it even worth trying to take care of the skellies? Fireball in, now the minions come down. There you go, Clockwork. Clockwork usually doesn't work against Mo Light though.
Sudden death overtime. Mohamed Light with a fairly solid lead, 1570 on the left-hand lane, 1728 on the right-hand tower for Sub.
And I was just going to say, I'd love to see a high Dark Goblin there, but almost on walking towards the other side. Now maybe giving some value here.
And just continue to chip away in both lanes. We talk about the things that Mo does very well. It's early dual lane pressure.
And the interactions with the boss bandit definitely going in Mo Light's favor, at least in this instance. 1570, 2084, game 1 of our upper bracket grand final reset.
And you see with the lead right now, he's comfortable to go defensive mortar and just be the one controlling.
Still trying to figure out what that last card is from Sub. Feeling more and more like it is Lightning.
Let's make this quick.
Evo Mortar sets up on the right-hand side. Final minute, triple elixir. The last thing that Sub can have happen is to go down 4 in a row.
Dark Goblin gets sniped there. And Sub, once again, just finding an incredibly difficult time breaking through. Maybe he heard us talking about how that other deck doesn't work very well, but this one also really struggling to get on tower.
And arrows once again, yeah.
Yep. Makes sense, but just not ideal, Rich. And another mortar down for Sub. 18 seconds remains. He needs that mortar to connect and then some. And there's just absolutely no way as another thing on the right-hand side. Boss Bandit breaks on through. Barrel's going to drop down. Sub 4 in a row to his opponent. And only 2 lives to give in his 2025 run.
Feels like he's facing off against Thanos. Barrel and E-Wiz all out for Mohamed, and he goes minor. And might Sub be doing the same?
It feels like Mo is just going to control again, and I think Sub is hearing you, Rich. I think he's going to try to go a little heavier, go RG.
Yep.
And I think Mo is just right back to defending, cycling. Miner's on tower. He's got the guards. He's got the Evo Ice Spirit. He's got the log. He's got so many ways to reset and stun and control that Royal Giant. Does take a Royal Ghost shot, and Mo goes, all right, you can have that first thing in 4 games.
Generally, Sub is viewed as being pretty good with Royal Giant. We haven't seen him play it a lot in competitive compared to the more cycle-heavy stuff he's been doing.
We saw him do great with it against Pedro earlier today, so I like that he's going back to something that did work. Mo already recognizing, all right, I know what I'm up against. I'm going to just get a Tesla down, try to get towards my Tesla evolution. Good luck breaking through.
Guards are going to give a lot of trouble to that Fisherman. And the tension in this room right now, Andrew.
Yesterday we said it, I can echo it right now, as there's hundreds of people behind us and you could hear a pin drop. Waiting, hanging on bated breath to see, will the GOAT be the first ever to repeat the first 3 time? Or can the Cinderella story of Sub continue on?
First Royal Giant.
I just don't know how you're going to break through, how you're going to beat the cycle. Teslas are out early. Guards are always there to protect the Fishermen. Logs and Ice Spirits. Oh my.
Oh my, indeed. Evo Tesla out preemptively.
I mean,
and look at that.
That's just one of those things where you're like, I don't even care about playing my Evo when you're not on offense. I just need to, just Sim City, as we call it. Buildings down. Always going to have that second building ready. You have another RG, I have another Tesla. Guards off the board instantly.
Lead is, for the moment, for Sub, 27-13 to 26-68. From the top right of your screen down to your bottom left. And now Sub gets aggressive at the bridge.
And hyper aggressive at the bridge. Log plus E-Spirit to clean up the guards. And I was going to say, should get a shot, but there's that Evo Ice Spirit we were talking about. Just so many ways to control this game. The only way to win this is for an Evo Royal Ghost to cause problems on Sub's end. That's what Sub needs to have happen. How can I make the Evo Royal Ghost make Mo spend more than he wants? And Mo goes, I'm very happy to take that tower damage, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, we saw him doing that the other day. Throwing this rocket on top of the cycled RG in the back.
Evo Ghost cycled in the back for Sub.
And I like that delivery, going to that inside in the hopes that it would go back and help. Doesn't do it here, gets taken off the board. And now this is what you're talking about. Can the Evo Ghost do a little work? This case, not going to give him much.
And Mo still gets the damage on the RG and the tower from the rocket. 21-46, 26-27. 1 minute remains in overtime.
Low Tesla here. That's going to give some fireball value.
You almost feel bad for him, just like you did for Pedro. There's just no way to break through.
Royal Giant to the right-hand lane. Trying to force expenditure out away from his weak side tower. Evo Ghost goes into the guards, maybe to add pressure in both lanes, cleaned up by the delivery and log.
Mo Light looks more locked in than we've ever seen him before, Rich.
Just a few more moments of defense from Mohamed Light. We see the little smile.
5 in a row. Back to back to back to back to back game wins. After doing it to Pedro.
Sub, stop him.
You see there his biggest rivals of Sub, Pedro and Mo Light. He was able to deal with one of them today. The other one, giving him a lot harder time. You see the Gob cage come out and Mo nod. Maybe he is going to the skies.
Yep.
Could also be going piggies. Could be going piggy zappies. Zap makes me think to the skies.
Zap certainly does feel that way. We have seen him run Royal Hogs pretty well, but Zap would be a strange choice.
And Mo going with this very popular bait deck on ladder. We'll see if he's going to rock the Rascals or if he's got a different trick up his sleeve. I like this call from Mo, though, because you know Sub is feeling the pressure, and you have to have your micro interactions absolutely dialed to keep up with this deck that Mo's running, especially when you get to triple. And the curse comes out defensively.
Damage in both lanes for Mohamed. Now he pressures the right-hand side.
And Valkyrie doing a great job cleaning up that Royal Ghost evolution. The question is, Rich, a lot of times when we talk about going to the skies, going with Lava Hound, there has to be a moment where you sacrifice damage or a tower usually to get your lava on the board, or you have to make your opponent make mistakes elixir-wise so you get the advantage. As you can see right now, only about 1 elixir up and a couple thousand HP down.
Yeah, that's a really tough one. And now that we know that it's going to be no spell, no big spell, obviously you have to contend with the vines.
Yep.
But if you can keep that flying machine, stack a couple flying machines, start abusing them.
And the Goblins on tower. Evo Zap has to come down defensively there. Zappy's stunning, gonna get a double connection on the left-hand side. And the crowd can feel it. Dark Goblin to snipe, just in range.
And the vines.
And Mo knows. You can see it on his face. Greatness. The spell power. There's no way to deal with the Zappies and with the Dark Goblin. And the barrel goes in. Mo's got his hands on his head.
And what a perfect curse. We're in sudden death overtime. Sub hanging on by a thread.
112 HP separates Mohamed Light from being the first ever 3-time.
Oh my word, wall breaker.
And the Vines comes in cycled on the left-hand side, 36 HP, 1 more Vines, 3 titles.
And here we go. That is gonna be it. Vines hit, Mohamed Light, 3-time world champion.
He's been the best in the game for years, but now it's undisputed. The reigning, back-to-back, 3-time world champion. The Pharaoh's done it again.
Will there ever be another like him? I don't believe so.
That man right there is 1 in a billion. Him and Allen, so much work over the years. And he does it.
Let's go down to the floor and hear from your world champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a moment we have just witnessed. Oh my goodness. This is the most dominant world finals, grand finals that we have ever seen. One more time, I want to hear in the crowd, give it up for Mohamed Light.
3-0 in the lower bracket finals, 3-0 in the reset upper bracket finals. Fantastic job, 3-time world champ. Mohamed Light, take your crown.
Lift it up, show the world.
One more time for the greatest of all time, 3-time world champion, Mo Light. Mohamed Light, you've been called the greatest player in the game for years.
Now there's no arguing. 3 titles, 2 back-to-back. What does it feel like to be truly the undisputed greatest player in the history of Clash Royale?
I'm hungry right now, so I want to eat.
Mama's got food for you down there. You can see she's ready. Maybe you can buy dinner tonight. You've crossed the $1 million line in mobile esports. We've talked about that a lot. But more so, I want to know the decks, the play. You guys were unbreakable. Rich called you Thanos up on the desk. Talk to me about picking the decks and the plays in the grand finals. He could never break through.
This is something that me and Alan worked throughout the year, where, for example, I would solo practice against other pro players. So I would basically pick my own decks and also play, you know. So I practiced a lot and I worked really hard on the deck picking aspect of things, and I'm very proud that it paid off, especially in this final.
Was there any moment where after Sub sent you to the lower bracket yesterday that coming into the grand finals against Sub, were you hoping maybe it was Pedro, or were you wondering if maybe Sub had your number after what happened yesterday?
No, the only reason he beat me was because I was hungry.
But you're hungry right now! You've been working with Alan for a couple years now. Talk to me about what this coaching relationship means to you.
Well, I love Alan. He's an amazing coach. He helped me practice a lot, and he taught me everything he knew pretty much, so we can succeed together. Similarly to Julesy last year, the same method, and it worked twice in a row for me, so I'm very grateful for both Julesy and Alan for their great work with me.
The greatest of all time, and his coach Alan, 3-time world champion Mo Light. Josh.
Everybody here, we want to say a huge thank you. You have made this the best experience in Clash Royale history. You out there are the wildest crowd we have ever seen.
Yeah!
On behalf of...
Just want to get final thoughts from our cast and crew here. AC, how are you feeling about this incredible weekend?
I mean, come on, the crowd has been incredible. The gameplay has been incredible. This was an amazing weekend.
Anytime you get to be a part of history, it's a great moment in life, and we just witnessed history here on stage. I'm just happy to be here with all of you, and happy to witness the greatest moment in CRL history.
Juicy, final thoughts.
I just want to say, you know, a lot of people have come to me and asked me, what does it take to get on this stage? Use this man as an example. Even though he's been at the top for 2 years, I spectated this man practicing every single day. He is a legend, and he deserves it.
This has been such an amazing event. We're so happy you all could join us, and we're excited to see you again next year. Thank you, everybody! One more time for your champion, Mohamed Light!
Thank you, Atlanta!